All right, so in today's video, I'm going to go into the reasons why this is the worst advice I have ever heard coming from actually Dave Ramsey on how all debt is bad debt and to buy real estate with all cash. So stay tuned until the very end, because most of these reasons you may have not actually heard from. And every time I hear this advice, I always just say, oh, God, no, in my Michael Scott voice. And now I agree with his overall message when it comes to debt, especially when most people, they'll take it and they take the more consumerism approach, which is what I did in my early 20s, buying things to impress people that it really didn't matter, buying other things that depreciated in value. So yeah, on that spectrum, makes no sense. All debt on that side is bad. But then is when you're buying and leveraging debt to buy assets where people now pay down the debt and you're able to get tax benefits with that, and also is the appreciation in the property as well. That's where it's a little bit too extreme. And on the multifamily side especially, it's very difficult to make the numbers and deals work without using debt. And as he suggests, is to save up enough cash until you can buy the property all cash, which is very risky to have all cash invested in one deal. And I'll give you a prime example, an 80 unit that I bought, which the total purchase price was $3.35 million. Of 70% came from the lender in the form of debt, and then the remaining 30% was needed to put down to acquire the property, which was right around just under $1 million. So could have went all cash into that property for $3.35 million, but didn't need to do that. So was able to acquire a $3+ million property, which it was valued around about $4 million for $1 million. And now you get actually a higher return on your investment because you have a lower amount of cash that's invested. And then also the plus is that now that you don't have all that $3.35 million of cash invested, is that difference between what you put down and what the all cash would be, is you can take that money and then put it down on another property, so you can quickly be able to grow and scale that route. All right, so I'm not even gonna lie, there is a double-edged sword when it comes to using debt, which is why I believe he preaches that all debt is bad debt. That's kind of on the extreme, but you have to use it wisely and not over leverage and put too much debt onto your property, which it's good to learn from others' mistakes versus learning from your own. And during the downturn, during the 2008, 2009 time, that's where people ended up getting in trouble because rents pulled back. They didn't have enough income to be able to service that debt, and they had to give the properties back. And they say the downfall to a lot of men is these 3 L's, which is liquors, ladies, and leverage. Comment below if you agree with me on that. And lastly, you always want to consider who you are getting the information from and the experiences that they've had. And in Dave's situation is he used debt and got smacked. So he didn't use it properly and ended up suffering the consequences from that and losing everything and going broke also. So now I can see why he takes the stance in just not using debt, because he didn't have the best experience with it. So that's another thing to take of any information that you get of people's advice that you're listening to. Same thing with myself, bald handsome guy in front of you. So I appreciate you all for staying this long. Go ahead and like the content if you're getting value from this. I appreciate you all so much. And if you want to hop on a call just to get further insights on how to be able to scale and be able to build your business, there's a link below for a strategy session. So keep being awesome. Thank you.